We're really excited to chat all things summation, but maybe to start to give folks kind of some context, you have a really interesting background. You were early at Square, you co-founded Open Door, which has obviously been in the news a lot, and now you're starting Summation. Can you just share more about that founding story and how you decided on this particular problem?
The reason why I got really excited about building Summation is because of my time at Open Door. So we found the company back in 2014, and there was 4 of us in the beginning. We scaled it up to be a few thousand people, $8 billion in revenue annually, and eventually becoming a public company. What stuck with me was how hard it was to make decisions at scale. A revenue question would just kick off 2 weeks worth of work. And by the time the answer comes back, the exec team's forgotten what the question was, and more importantly, the moment to actually do something about that is gone. And so I started Summation to really help enterprise leaders make decisions, make better decisions, and manage their business in more real time.
Sometimes we see founders decide to tackle an existing market, and maybe as an example for Summation, they'll go after financial planning or analysis tools. Why did you decide to create this new category around decision-grade AI with Summation?
The short answer is the way that work is done today is really broken. Enterprises have more data than ever before, but our ability to actually consume all that data to make good decisions, that ability has gotten worse over the last 10, 15 years. Effectively, a company's ability to translate all that data complexity has not kept pace with how fast and how complicated the data is getting. More dashboards, more EPM tools, more ERP tools, more Excel spreadsheets, those are not going to solve the problem. And so instead, we need a rethink of how work is done. And that rethink is Summation, right? That rethink is, okay, we have invested a lot in the data layer. What does a decision layer look like, right? And if you think from that perspective, actually, a whole category of software is actually missing today. And that's why we had to start a new category.
When a CEO or a CFO hears about Summation and they say, oh, it's just like another analytics dashboard, what's your response to that? How do you explain to them that this is far more than that?
The short of it is, if dashboards are managed by BI tools, data is being managed by data platforms, then decisions are going to be managed by Summation, right? Think about a really important operating cadence like a weekly business review. These types of operating rhythms is actually how companies make decisions and drive progress every day. Dashboards are rearview mirrors. They help leaders understand what happened in the past, but that's not how you manage a business, because when you manage a business, you need to look ahead. You need to understand what's happening and what to do about it. And so Summation helps leaders, operators, and execs make decisions.
So Fanatics is one of your customers. What drew them to Summation, and what's some of the value you've been able to drive for them?
Fanatics came to us because they were interested in a partner that can ensure outcomes and a partner that can really work with them to distill their business and help them make better decisions. Fanatics is actually a fascinating business, huge business, global retailer, and really culturally significant, actually. Very complicated business, though. Many business lines, many different product SKUs, international, local, and more generally, just a very operationally intense business. You have multiple ERPs, you have multiple EPMs, you have multiple BI tools and data warehouses. They worked closely with us to, number one, harmonize all that data sets. So I'll give you an example. They have quarterly business reviews, as most companies do. So every quarter for a business line, they would have the GMs, the strategic analytics team, and the CEO actually come in and talk about the business unit. These types of operating cadences are really important because that's when you really want to inspect how a company is doing, that business unit is doing, and make important calls about where to take it. Typically, you would have a team of BI analysts and financial analysts, and they would spend a week or two preparing for this business review. Instead of all that work, what Summation did was we deployed our deep dive capability. In a deep dive, we have a team of AI agents, and you can scale it up anywhere from 20 to 30 or more. And these agents, over the course of about 4 hours, and sometimes longer, sometimes less, depending how we want to tune it, will issue on the order of 7,000 queries against our database, our AI calculation engine. It will issue on the order of 2,000 to 3,000 LLM calls. And the output of this are deep strategic insights that you can present in front of a GM or in front of a CEO to make strategic decisions. As an example, what's underperforming, what's overperforming, why? And the key thing there is the insights don't stop at surface level like human teams do because they're just constrained by time. they can go level 2, level 3, and deeper. And so the output of that is a report and a set of reports that actually changes how they think about the business. And not only can you do this on a quarterly basis, because these are just tokens, you can do this on a monthly basis, you can do this on a weekly basis, and that's actually the transformation we're seeing in Fanatics, that these really important strategic cadences are now being moved to be faster and deeper at the same time so they can actually make better decisions sooner.